Hey everyone, and welcome back to English Speakology, where we make English learning simple, fun, and effective. I'm Ryan.
Hi, guys. I'm Alex. And today's topic is one that every IELTS student can relate to books.
Yes, reading is not just good for your mind, it's also a common IELTS speaking topic. You might be asked about your favorite books, reading habits, or how books can influence people.
Exactly. So today we'll cover IELTS Speaking Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 questions about books. We'll also teach you useful vocabulary, natural expressions, and real life examples that can help you score Band 8 or even 9.
Awesome. So grab your notebook, sit back, and let's start your English journey with books. Okay, Alex, let's start with part 1, short and personal questions about books and reading habits.
All right, I'm ready.
Do you like reading books?
Yes, I do. I've always enjoyed reading since I was a kid. Books take me into different worlds and help me learn new things. I find reading relaxing and inspiring at the same time.
Excellent start. You used emotional language, relaxing and inspiring. That's how you sound natural in IELTS. What kinds of books do you like to read?
I usually enjoy self-improvement books and novels. I like books that teach me something valuable, like Atomic Habits by James Clear, or stories that make me think deeply about life.
That's a great answer. You gave clear examples, and the phrase, make me think deeply about life, shows advanced vocabulary. How often do you read?
I try to read every day, even if it's just for 20 minutes before bed. Sometimes I read on weekends for a few hours when I have more time. Reading has become a daily habit for me.
Perfect! IELTS examiners love frequency expressions like every day, sometimes, often, once in a while, etc. Do you prefer reading books or watching movies?
That's a tricky one. I enjoy both, but I'd say I prefer reading books because they allow me to imagine the story in my own way. Movies are great, but books give me more details and emotions.
Excellent comparison. You used I'd say, a very natural phrase to sound conversational. Do you read electronic books or printed books?
I prefer printed books because I love the feeling of holding a book and turning the pages. But I also read ebooks sometimes when I'm traveling since they're easier to carry.
Good balance. You gave both sides of the answer. That shows fluency and flexibility. Have your reading habits changed since you were a child?
Oh, yes, definitely. When I was a child, I used to read comic books and adventure stories. But now I prefer reading motivational and educational books that help me grow personally and professionally.
That's a fantastic transformation answer. Using used to shows grammatical range. Great for higher bands. So, friends, remember, in part 1, talk about your habits and preferences naturally. Use past simple, present simple, and used to show range.
Yes, and don't just say, I like books. Say, I like reading because it helps me relax, learn, or escape from reality. Add reasons. It makes your answers richer. Now let's move to part 2, the cue card section. Here's your question, Alex. Describe a book that you enjoyed reading. You should say what the book was, what it was about, when you read it, and explain why you enjoyed it.
All right, I'll take a moment to think. Okay, ready. One of the books I really enjoyed reading is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. It's a novel about a young shepherd named Santiago who dreams of finding treasure in the Egyptian pyramids. The story follows his journey as he meets different people who teach him life lessons about destiny, courage, and following his dreams. It's not just about adventure, it's about self-discovery and faith. I read this book 2 years ago during my university vacation. I was feeling a bit lost about my future, and this book really motivated me to believe in myself and chase my goals. I enjoyed it because it's written in a simple but powerful way. Every page is a quote that makes you think deeply about life. For example, it says, "When you want something, all the universe conspires to help you achieve it." That line really stuck with me. I think that's why The Alchemist became one of my favorite books. It changed how I look at life.
I always try to speak with feeling, not just facts.
Exactly. That's what examiners love, personal connection. When your answer shows emotion and meaning, it feels authentic. When describing a book, include these points. Title and author. For example, it's a novel called The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Genre, fiction, self-help, biography. What it's about, why you liked it, what you learned from it. Use connectors like the story follows. What I found interesting was, one thing that inspired me was.
Now, let's go deeper into part 3. These questions are about opinions, society, and comparisons. Do you think reading is important?
Absolutely. Reading broadens our knowledge, improves our imagination, and helps us communicate better. It's like food for the mind. People who read regularly are usually more open-minded and creative.
Excellent metaphor. Food for the mind. That's a very idiomatic expression. How can reading benefit young people?
Reading helps young people develop critical thinking and vocabulary. It also teaches empathy. By reading stories, they understand different perspectives and emotions.
Beautifully said. Using critical thinking and empathy shows higher-level vocabulary. Do you think people read fewer books these days?
Yes, unfortunately. I think with the rise of social media and short videos, people's attention span has decreased. Many prefer scrolling on their phones rather than reading a 200-page book. But I still believe reading gives deeper knowledge than watching videos.
Perfect. You used contrast, but I still believe to show opinion and reasoning. What kind of books are popular in your country?
In my country, self-help and romantic novels are very popular. Many people read motivational books about success, confidence, and relationships. Recently, digital books and online reading platforms have also become trendy among young readers.
Excellent use of modern trends. Digital books, online platforms, trendy. Should schools encourage students to read more?
Yes, definitely. Schools should make reading a fun habit, not just an exam task. Teachers can introduce story time, book clubs, or reading competitions. When students enjoy reading, they naturally improve their English and creativity.
That's a perfect education-based answer. Realistic, positive, and detailed. What's better, reading fiction or nonfiction?
I think both are useful. Fiction develops imagination and creativity, while nonfiction gives practical knowledge. Personally, I like mixing both. It keeps learning interesting.
That's a Band 9 answer. Balanced, thoughtful, and concise. How do you think technology has changed the way people read?
Technology has made reading much easier and more accessible. People can carry thousands of books on their phones or tablets. Audiobooks are also great for people who don't have time to read. However, some people still prefer the feeling of a real book.
Exactly. You gave advantages and a contrast. That's the structure IELTS loves.
Sure. Repeat after us, guys. Page Turner. A very interesting book. Hard to put down. So good you can't stop reading. Binge read. Read a lot in a short time. Bookworm. A person who loves reading. Get lost in a book. Deeply absorbed while reading. Broaden horizons. Expand knowledge or experience. A well-written novel. Book with beautiful writing style. Meaningful message. Deep life lesson in a book.
And some idioms. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't form opinions based on appearance. An open book. Someone who is honest or easy to read. In black and white. Written clearly or officially.
These are perfect to sprinkle into your IELTS answers naturally.
Before we finish, let's quickly review. For IELTS speaking on books, be specific. Name the book and describe it. Use emotional vocabulary. Share your opinion clearly. Use linking words because, however, in contrast, on the other hand.
And remember, don't memorize answers. Understand the structure and practice using your own experiences.
Exactly. The examiner wants to hear you, not a script.
That's all for today's IELTS speaking practice, topic books.
We hope you learned some useful vocabulary and expressions to sound more fluent and confident.
If you enjoyed this lesson, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends who are also preparing for IELTS.
And tell us in the comments, what's your favorite book and why?
Thanks for watching English Speakology, the best place to learn to speak English naturally.
See you in the next episode, everyone. Bye.